Hello, welcome to the Learning Curve. I'm Marjorie Began. What do the CVS Health Charity Classic and Old Colony Habitat for Humanity have in common? Here to answer that question and more are my guests, Randy Hausman, Senior Director of Construction Program Management at CVS Health, and Tim Travers, President of Old Colony Habitat for Humanity. Welcome, gentlemen. Randy, I'm going to start with you. Can you explain what the CVS Health Classic is?
Certainly. The Charity Classic, as we call it, is a charitable event. This year marked our 20th year. It's highlighted by a professional golf event, but it's actually grown into much more. We have a Women's Leadership Summit. We have a 2-day spectacular where local restaurants come and prepare their best and most revered menu items for the general population. Obviously, we have other golf events. There is a dinner gala as well that brings in many of the sponsors that support the event, and it's highlighted by a professional entertainment act. The result of the Charity Classic is always a very exciting time in the month of December. Each year, a check is presented to 70 or more local charities, many of whom support children in all different aspects, from a health and wellness perspective or an educational aspect, and they truly are the beneficiaries of the Charity Classic.
So the Charity Classic goes on for several days.
Yes, indeed. It's all encompassing, beginning on a Thursday evening, and it ends with the midday golfing event that finishes on Tuesday. So certainly several days and many thousands of people combine to make it a success each year. And as I said, this was the 20th anniversary.
And if I remember correctly, over the past 20 years, you've raised about $21 million?
That's correct, which is really the most important part of the event. It is a tremendous heartfelt honor to be able to present those local charities in need with the funds that they can then use to support the children.
It sounds like an amazing event and a huge thing to put on, you know?
It is. I mean, it certainly is a big production, but it is well regarded by all who participate, from volunteers who are part of it, which really are the backbone to ensure that it's a successful event. The professional golfers who come in, they speak about this event in such high regard because of the amount of the funds that are generated all going out to the local charities in need. And it's the largest single charitable event that is put on in the state of Rhode Island for any type of activity at all.
And the golfers that it attracts are all the PGA golfers.
Correct. PGA, the LPGA, and even the Champions Tours all bring representatives to actually participate. They are there as part of a pro-am event. They certainly play in the professional golf event and even attend the dinner gala, and many times will donate items on their own behalf to ensure that people have more access to other events or to their own opportunities to play golf with them, et cetera. It's really well regarded by them.
That's great. And that usually takes place in June, correct? Yes. Now, Tim, your turn. Tell me about Old Colony Habitat for Humanity.
So Old Colony Habitat for Humanity is based in Attleboro. It's been around since the late 1980s. It's a volunteer-based organization. Over the course of the last several years, the affiliate has expanded, and we have opened a Restore, which is located on Route 1 in Attleboro, where we sell used furniture, used building products, and other materials. And we use those funds in an effort to build the homes that we're here to speak about today, and also to do our critical repair projects for the elderly and veterans and less fortunate families.
So in reading about Habitat, I saw a phrase which says that Habitat is a hand up, not a hand out. Do you want to explain that?
And that's a great point. You're exactly right. So when we build a home, what we do is we build a home with the idea that we're going to keep it affordable. So there's a great need for affordable housing in our area and also in the U.S. as well. So the model of a hand up, not a handout is what we do is we'll sell the person the home, but they'll have to put in sweat equity hours. And so they'll have to participate in the build or other community events that we do, or perhaps volunteer at the Restore work in order to build their hours and their equity into the home. And then we'll determine what the sum of the home would sell for. And it could be anywhere from 135 to 160. And then we'll hold the mortgage for them 0% for the duration of the loan, which is typically 30 years. And then that, with the community involvement and the donations, enables us to be able to do that for them.
That's tremendous. I myself always thought just habitat was we build a house and here it is, but there's so much more involvement by the people who are receiving it and really helping them throughout the 30 years, that they may be living in that house. That's a tremendous undertaking.
It's a great opportunity for them because it allows them to participate in the building of their own home so that they have the hands-on experience and they have the knowledge of how the home was built. It gives them an education on repairs or construction of the home. It allows them to also meet other community members that would participate in the build, and starts to build their network and some friendship and makes them feel like a real part of the community. So it's really a great opportunity for everybody involved.
It sounds like it. Now, this year, we're very happy to announce that we have the Habitat for Humanity building a house from the funds that came from the CVS Classic. How did you choose Old Colony as one of your charities this year?
Well, as I said, this is the 20th anniversary of the CVS Health Charity Classic. We really wanted to step up our community support levels. The idea of building a home with Habitat for Humanity came by way of a connection that we had, an individual who previously worked with CVS Health, who is now part of the Habitat for Humanity Board of Directors, made the connection, and Old Colony Habitat was just a tremendous group for us to work with. I think it's been a great partnership, and we're only just beginning. The idea that we're providing some funds necessary to help with this project, but the mention that you already had brought up about providing a family in need with affordable housing, that is really a heartwarming opportunity for us to be part of. We have volunteers that are lining up to take part because they want to be part of this exciting event. It's really, really a terrific start for us.
It sounds like it. Now, you have all these volunteers. You've got volunteers from CVS, and you have volunteers from Old Colony. And how do you coordinate all those volunteers and people who want to help?
Carefully.
I bet.
We have a great group of volunteers, within our affiliate locally, and then with partners like CVS and other local partners. People from our board of directors participate in this. We have a build committee chair who coordinates a lot of this. We have volunteer coordinators who work with our partners, and because we have great partners like CVS and other community partners that all certainly want to help. So it's the person or the two parties that actually, one works with the volunteers and one works with the build committee, are more like air traffic controllers.
Okay.
We thought it was a great opportunity to literally match up the eager, willing volunteers with those professional, experienced construction contractors to make sure that the house is built to certainly the building codes, making sure that the professional trades have the opportunity to do the work that they need to do, and then we'll bring in volunteers. So some of the other tasks, like maybe the less complex tasks, painting, some landscaping work, some hardware, maybe even cabinetry in the kitchen, doing some of those things as opposed to electric installation, plumbing, maybe roofing the house. We thought we would really be better serving the community and the family that will ultimately live there by having the professionals take on that work.
That seems like it would be a good idea. Now, there are as you said, a lot of volunteers. About how many people usually volunteer for something like this?
Oh, over the years, we've had hundreds volunteer, but you could see on a typical project like this, you would see somewhere from 50 to 150, 200 volunteers, depending on the duration of the project. But it's great. It provides a lot of opportunity for a lot of people to participate within the community.
That's great. Now, the family that has been chosen for this house, how are they chosen?
So we have an application process, and some could call it a lottery. And so what happens is that we post the opportunity in various outlets, and then a family would apply, and then we have a committee internally within the affiliate called Family Services, and they'll go through the application process with them and see if anything's missing, follow up with them, see what we need, and then they'll sit down and they'll evaluate who exactly qualifies based on the guidelines that were published. And the guidelines are all pretty standard, but it's who really truly qualifies, who's in the most need. But then also we look at the longevity of it, because it's not a handout, it's a hand up. So we want to make sure that there's sustainability there with them. We want to make sure that they can afford the house in the long run and that they can maintain it. And we also guide them and counsel them on keeping their credit up, maintaining the home and things of that nature, so that they're really prepared for what home ownership truly is.
So it's a real education.
Yes.
As
exactly.
well as a, handing them something that they need and they're working towards it, but it's a complete education process for them to be a homeowner and member of the community and homeowning member of the community.
Exactly.
Which is great. Now, if someone, looking in the future, if someone wanted to volunteer for Old Colony, how would they go about that?
They could go and they could visit our website, oldcolonyhabitat.org, and we have a section on there where they could click on and they can volunteer there, or they could call our office in Attleboro and ask more about how they can get involved.
And I think taking for granted you have all the volunteers you need for this house at this point, correct?
We're getting there.
Oh.
We're always open to community members and whether it be local companies, people that live within the community that want to get involved. They certainly can reach out, and like I said, they can sign up online.
Oh, okay. And this house is going to be ready when?
Tomorrow.
I will say we somewhat challenged the Habitat team by saying we'd like to get this moving very quickly, and they didn't have to be told twice. It's amazing how quickly this effort is moving forward.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you think in the future you might partner again together for another house here in Mansfield?
I'm very hopeful as well. I think that this has been a real step up for us from the CVS Health Charity Classic perspective to take that next step in terms of supporting the community. The idea of building in partnership with Habitat and in partnership with all of their other members and sponsors, a home that's going to be lived in by a family. I think that's just a heartwarming opportunity for us, and one that we're going to hopefully be able to repeat not only one time next year, but multiple times in the coming years. For definitely what we're looking to do.
That's great. It sounds like a great partnership, and I hope it continues, because I'm sure there will be some people that will truly appreciate all the work and effort that has gone into it.
I totally agree. I think it's been a great opportunity, and as I've talked about it at CVS Health, the numbers of people who want to get involved, it's just overwhelming.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you both for being my guests today and for telling us about this exciting event that is going on here in Mansfield. And I want to thank you for being my guest today, and I hope you join us again next time on The Learning Curve.